Hi, week 20. I thought I'd sneak in. I'm all bundled up and I'm ready to go to yoga before we supposedly get pounded on by a snowstorm, which is totally fine. Um, I thought I'd do week 20. And also because something came up that I thought I could talk about. So I have, December is kind of discombobulating as far as regular steady showing up in my studio because of I'm teaching and there's the holidays and there's just so many things. It's hard to really track. It feels so hit or miss. I know it's not that way, but it just feels that way. So when I start a new year, it's super fun because I'm just like, there's nothing, it's just, I don't know. I just love it. There's nothing to do except to go into my studio. And Um, I remember I had 3 full weeks of studio work, and I just remember feeling so discouraged because nothing was coming together. I wasn't getting where I wanted to go. And that was 3 weeks of full-time work. And then, I mean like Monday through Friday, or sometimes I work the weekends, but um, and I just kept showing up. I just kept showing up. And then I had 5 full weeks. And then I went into a studio the next day, Saturday, and just completely astonished. I finished my first painting of 2023, titled Ladies of the Canyon, 2 horses, 4 feet tall by 3 feet wide. And then I collapsed. I collapsed. And in a lot of ways, I don't know if you can hear Peter right now. He's doing online learning. So he's doing FIAD downstairs in front of his computer. I can hear him, is why I mentioned it. Um, I was exhausted. I had nothing else in me, no ideas left. I mean, everything just let down, right? And that doesn't mean I still don't show up, but I have to show up different. And what happens for me all the time and blindsides me is I take rest. I rest after something like that. It's but I'm just like, what do who am I? I got so lost in my painting. And I'm just like, what do I do? I know the house needs to be cleaned. I know there are projects around the house that need to be done. I have a list of things in my journal of things to do that are that help me in my creative process, creative practices that help me when I'm in between paintings or things like that. I just couldn't do anything. I stared at the dirty floors. I just was zonked. And I just have a really hard time changing lanes. I was just in the lane of painting in my studio every day. And then all of a sudden that wasn't an option. And then I felt just like a sack of potatoes. And I just have to let myself be, it's not fun to feel like a sack of potatoes. It's super not fun. It feels like you'll never get it back. I do. I feel like I'll never get it back. Um, am I, or I'll go through this thing do all I have is painting? Is that all I do? Why can't I just do other things? And it's not true. I have so many other interests and I love so many things, but it's just really hard to change lanes when I've just been, consistent and disciplined and learning and evolving and trying and while I'm in the studio. And so I just gave myself time. Oh yeah, I gotta just breathe into this and change lanes. And then, I'm still showing up at my studio. It's just, I just started working on paper yesterday. And I'm just trying to think, what was the date that I finished that horse painting, those horses? I think it was mid-February. So, it's taken me a while to switch lanes. And I don't know if anyone else has this experience. I mean, I know that I have this experience when I teach. I have to sort of like take a break and unwind from teaching, and then sort of like, so I have to like empty, and then I have to fill for painting. So I do know that that happens with me with teaching, but I don't know if anyone else struggles with that, with changing lanes, and like how abrupt it feels or how difficult it feels, or what it feels like in between changing lanes. I've been there. And now, I'm painting on paper, and it's just whoo, 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 whoo. But I had to give myself that time to adjust and not judge the time it took. All right, off to yoga. Bye.